What's up, dude?
What's up, dude?
I'm Wybi, I'm an automotive content creator from Berlin, Germany, and today I'm gonna challenge myself with this baby right here. So what's the challenge, you may ask? Well, let me explain for those who don't know. This is a 200 to 600mm lens by Sony. This thing is designed for sport photography, for wildlife photography, in general to get objects that are very far away as close as possible to the camera. For automotive photography, that's a really big challenge because with the car you have a really big object to take pictures of in the first place. So you need to make sure to put even more distance between your camera and the car in order to fit the whole car and maybe a little bit of the surrounding into the frame. So my goal for today is to find a car that I can take pictures of and to go to a location that is suitable for this beast of a lens where I can get some really nice and interesting pictures. Let's see how it goes. I will take you along the way, so let's go. Alright, as you can see, I made it outside. I'm now at the Kurfürstendamm here in Berlin, or Short Kudamm. This is the street you want to come to if you want to see some exclusive, luxurious, exotic or just new cars. Since I don't own a car myself and since I doubt that some random person will just give me the keys to his or her car, we rely on different options. One of the great things here in Berlin is that we have a lot of providers of car sharing. One of my favorite is Miles. Most of the cars that they offer are not too exciting, to be honest. But if you complete 10 rides successfully, you can rent a Tesla. So let's just see in the app if we can find some in our surrounding area here. So I zoom out a little bit in this app and I start to see those black pins with the gold stars in it. Those are the premium cars. This is also where you can find the Teslas. Okay, this is a Model 3. We are not really interested in that. Here we have another Model 3. Okay, now we are already getting quite far away, but I can see another star right here. Okay, so this is a Model Y, so I would say I will reserve it. Now I have 10 minutes to reach the car and then we will see how it looks like. See you there. Alright guys, as you can see, I found the Tesla. I'm sitting inside right now and all we need to do now is to head to the location of the photo shoot. I found a really nice location thanks to a fellow car spotter named Marvin. Big shout out to him. You can find his links in the video description to his Instagram profile. He is also an amazing car photographer. He took a really nice picture there for Porsche. I'm gonna show you right here. And I'm trying to recreate this with the Tesla and hope that something good comes out of it with the big lens. So I have a little bit of a drive in front of me, but I will let you know once I got there and then we're gonna see how the location actually looks like. So see you then. Alright everybody, I hope everyone can understand me because it's really windy here and very cold, but as you can see I made it to the location. The location is at the airport here in Berlin, so I hope that we can also get a shot with the Tesla and an airplane like in the example from Martin. That would be amazing. I don't know how frequently planes are landing and taking off here. I know basically nothing about this place, but I'm still gonna try my best to get a good result. The good thing here is, let me show you, that we can put the car right over there and then we have a long distance up until there where we can stand with the super huge lens. So that's my hope, that this is distance enough in order to make the lens work. But yeah, I obviously don't know yet. It's gonna be an interesting shoot. Keep your fingers crossed that there will be some good results that I can show you in the end, and let's get going. Alright, I'm sorry, one more thing before we get going. I need the camera that I'm recording on right now to take the pictures. So in order for you to see how I take the pictures, I'm gonna switch to my GoPro. I have my chest mount here, so I'm gonna put it on my chest so you can see from kind of a POV perspective how I take the pictures, and we'll see how well this will go. This is my first YouTube video, bear with me, I'm still trying to figure stuff out, but I hope we can get some good results with the GoPro. So let's see how it goes. So as you probably can already tell from the audio quality alone is that we are now on the GoPro. We now need to exchange the lenses, obviously. I need to put off my 24-70 and put on the 200-600. This is insane. So let's quickly get this done. Need to be really careful with this big lens not to damage the camera or the lens. Like this. This is on. Okay. Guys, I can't tell you how massive this lens is. It's insane. I hope I can get it to work somehow. I feel a little bit lost still with it, but yeah, let's see what we can do with it. First things first, I'm gonna now put the car into position so we can first experiment with the lens itself a little bit, try to get some nice shots. Let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and repark the car. Good that we have the cameras. Perfect. I tried to get the car as straight as possible. All right, and it should be fine. Let's grab the camera and see what we can do. Okay, that's how it looks like right now. Pretty cool. I don't know. Let's see how it looks like through the camera. That's the most important. I'm doing my best to carry the camera and the lens like this and not just hold on to the camera body, because this lens is so heavy it will eventually break the camera itself if I don't hold it with two hands or by the grip right here. Oh, now we can see an airplane taking off. Okay, this looks better than the ones I've seen previously. If they take off like this, should be no problem, but let's see. Okay, another thing I'm already noticing that I'm missing is a polarizer. Mine didn't fit on the big thread of this lens, so I have to go without. It will not make the pictures look better, but I hope it will work out somehow. I can already tell I'm now at 200 millimeters and it's already super close. And I don't know if you will be able to see on the GoPro, but when I zoom in all the way, I'm already filling the frame completely. I'm considering if I should maybe move the car a little bit more forward. I'm now halfway off this way. I can still go further back. So I will see how it looks like in the frame when I go all the way back. Oh God, the car looks small from here. But when we will look through the camera, it will look a lot different. So I'm at 200 millimeters now. Oh, what a coincidence, just in the moment an airplane appeared in the background. Holy shit, okay. That was not how I planned it, but that's kind of cool, to be honest. That was a huge surprise. That was a nice coincidence, and it was great that you can actually see the airplane in the background, but it doesn't look really nice. I don't know if it's because I now shot it with 200 millimeters and not 600, but the composition of the image is not nice. The lens is way too dominant and the car looks, yeah, way too unimportant in this frame. I will go all the way into 600 millimeters. It's really hard to keep the lens straight. Damn, okay. So when we want to take some nicer pictures later on, I will definitely use my tripod to keep the lens steady, because like this I will eventually have some shaking in the image that I obviously don't want to have. It doesn't look too great, to be honest. What have we learned from those first test pictures? First of all, the car needs to come quite a bit more to the front, and I definitely need my tripod to take the pictures. It's impossible in this cold weather, when I'm already shaking a bit, to then keep the lens and the camera straight. I need some assistance in the form of a tripod. All right, here's the tripod, and now we need to set everything up. A lot of airplanes now starting here. That's good news, I guess. Let's start with 200 millimeters again. First of all, I want to change the orientation. So I'm just going to lose this knob right here, align those points right here to get it perfectly at 90 degrees. And then we have it in a vertical mode. That's how we are looking like at f5.6 with 200 millimeters. Let me take a test shot right here and inspect it a little bit. Well, okay, it's already a little bit better with the fence. It's definitely out of focus, but I tend to forget that this is an f5.6 lens, or later when you zoom all the way into 600, it's an 6.3 lens. You won't get that blurry of a background when the background is still relatively close behind the subject. With a different lens, it would look different, but that's the challenge we have to deal with this beast. So we need to, yeah, be happy with this. Let's see how it looks like at 600 millimeters. Obviously this is way too close right now, but I just want to give you an impression, or the comparison between 200 and 600. Okay, as you can see now, this is not a great picture. It looks terrible. The frame is way too filled, and that just shows that we are, yeah, way too close to the subject. So we need to go all the way back there. So let's just quickly do that. Okay, I'm now almost all the way back, as you can see. Oh, since there's a little hill, it also cuts a little bit of the car, of the bottom half, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, how does this look like? Looks great. It would definitely need a polarizer on the lens to get rid of all those reflections on the windscreen. I think it's okay. Now we just missed another airplane. That would have been a chance already to get the shot that I'm looking for. We just need to see, honestly, because we don't have so much headroom here. So we need to make sure that the airplane will actually really go up straight and then appear right behind the car to make it look as epic as possible. Could work out. We just need to wait a bit and find the right situation to take the picture in. I think I'm gonna do that now, because now we have kind of a good frame. I'm not 100% happy with it, but I want to first go with this and maybe try to get the shot with the airplane. That would be amazing. Okay, there's an airplane. There's an airplane. Let's see, let's see, let's see. I almost came too late and it's very far away. I wish it would have waited a little bit with taking off. I mean, it's nice. It's kind of what I had in mind, but I honestly wanted the airplane to be a little bit bigger in the frame. I mean, nothing that Photoshop can fix, but honestly, I would like to just get it in camera. Next one is coming. Let's see. Kind of the same problem, honestly. A little bit too far away. Not the biggest fan. There it goes. I'm gonna switch up the position now a little bit to get kind of a different angle. As you can see, we changed our position a little bit from over there to over here to get more of an angle. To also see a little bit of the backside of the car, because right now we just had the picture with the front of the car. And like this, it's positioned a little bit nicer. Plus, we also have one of those light poles in the background, which makes the background a little bit more interesting, especially with the gray sky. It's good to have something else there. Okay, yeah, looks fine. Nothing super mind-blowing. I want to try to make the angle a little bit bigger, so we're gonna go a little bit more to the side. And then we can get the light pole a little bit more in the center as well. Yeah, I think I like this angle a little bit better. Brings out more of the back of the car, obviously. Composition is a little bit nicer with the light post in the middle. Okay, I got the camera a little bit lower now. So the car on the picture is a little bit closer to the ground. I wouldn't say it makes it look more sporty, but maybe a little bit. I don't know, I'll let you be the judge. But it definitely looks a bit better not to have the big space between the bottom of the front lip and the ground. Okay, I'm glad that we got this shot. I want to try to do the front shot again. So I'm gonna put the camera back there, but I wanted to turn the car, get it from the back, and also put the car a little bit at an angle. So as you can see, the car is now parked differently. The camera is also adjusted a bit and put it a little bit up so we can clear this little hump in the street here that covers parts of the car. I will take a test shot and I will show you how it looks like right now. I think it's cool. Again, nothing extraordinary, no crazy shot. I just want to get the freaking airplane in there. Ah shit, I was a little bit too slow and I couldn't press the record button on the GoPro. But as you can tell, there was another airplane. Yeah, well, what can I say? I think it doesn't get really better than that today. I got the airplane, I took the shot at around 250 millimeters. It's offset, it's not centered, it's not big enough, but I think we can get around the fact that we need to adjust that in the post-production. The frame of the picture is okay. Obviously, the fence in the background is a little bit ugly. I think we are done now here with this lens. I'm also really freezing and I want to get going, but before that, I'm going to switch back to my lens, the 24-70 2.8, take some picture of the car like this and see how the results compare in the end. As you can see, I switched back to my lens. I can't even tell you how it's feeling to now have a normal lens again and not this huge thing. So much lighter, it feels so much more familiar. I have my pole filter on there, the polarizer, so that will also result in a little bit of better image quality since there won't be that many reflections. So let's just see what I can do with this one. Alright everybody, I'm very sorry about that. Just when I started taking pictures with my lens, the battery of my GoPro died and I couldn't capture any footage. Still, I took quite a few pictures. They're okay, I would say, not the best. The weather is not the best. It's stormy, it's cold, but we will see what we can get out of them when we take a look at them at the computer. Before we jump there though, I want to show you some video footage I took of the Tesla, just so you can enjoy the car a little bit more, and then I will meet you back at the desk. See you there. Alright everybody, I'm back in my flat and now it's time to take a look at the pictures that we took. Since recording the first part of the video, quite some days have passed, but one thing stayed the same. Berlin is still pretty grey, cold and very uncomfortable. So I can't wait for the better weather. That means better quality video and also better photos for you guys. Before we take a look at the pictures, I want to give a quick shout out to Marvin. He's the reason why I got this lens in the first place. And if you want, you can check him out. His links are in the description. He's a German tech reviewer, so he will always keep you up to date with the latest tech. Alright, enough talking. Let's take a look at the pictures. So as you can see, we are in Lightroom now and I selected all my favorite pictures from the shoot. I selected 4 pictures we took with our giant lens that are okay. I'm not super happy with them. There's a lot to improve. But when we keep in mind the circumstances of the shoot and that we use this lens for the first time, I think it's okay. This is an okay picture. Of course, the bottom part of the car is a little bit cut because of the bump in the road. And the airplane in the back is not really centered and a little bit too small. I imagined it to be a little bit bigger in the final shot, but we changed that in Photoshop, but we will get to that later. Here we have a shot from the next airplane that came afterwards. Here I like the airplane a little bit better. It's a little bit bigger, more detailed, but you have way more reflections in the windscreen and in the hood. I can go back to the other picture, and there you can see that we had way less of reflections, which I personally like more. The next picture is the last one that we took from the side angle where I lowered the camera a little bit and it turned out okay. Of course it would be nicer if also the light post in the background would be more blurry and also the fence. It takes a little bit away from the car itself, but I like that it's very low to the ground. It makes it really look a little bit more aggressive, if you can say that about a Tesla, I guess. This is a good frame shot with the light pole in the middle. Okay, the last picture and probably the picture I like the most is this one. We didn't take this at 600 millimeters. As you can see, we took it at 277 millimeters. So it doesn't really fit the challenge with the 600 millimeters, but I'm gonna let it slide because in the end I make the rules. But yeah, this picture I like a lot because you see more of the road. Of course, the airplane is very small, but also, of course, there's a way of fixing it in Photoshop. So let's see what we did there. But generally, I really like the look and the position of the car and how it comes together. So of course, the sky is not the nicest, but that's something that is sadly out of my control on this day. Okay, and here we come to the pictures that I took with my 24 to 70 millimeter lens. I know that wasn't part of the challenge, but I still wanted to try it out and see what kind of results I can get with that. Obviously, the look is way different. You get a lot more of the surrounding into the frame. And this is also the part where my GoPro stopped recording. So sadly, I don't have any video footage of that. But after that, I still took quite a few pictures. I, for example, really like this one. Also here in Photoshop, I changed a little bit the airplane and the sizes. I took quite a few pictures, so I'll make sure to post at least some of them on my Instagram channel. You can find the link to that also in my video description below. I don't want to show you all of the pictures right now because it would take way too much time, but I want to choose one where I can explain to you how I edited the pictures. As an example, I'm just going to pick this picture right here. I like it, it's a cool picture. I got low with the camera to get a little bit of a blurry foreground here with the grass that was there. In general, there was not a lot to play around with, but I tried my best. I can now show you the before picture. This is the raw picture, how it came out of the camera. And this is the picture with my edit. Since there were not many colors to play around with in the first place, it's not the most interesting edit. I basically just kept it pretty dark and not too saturated. I think that's in general kind of my style. But yeah, I tried to get a little bit out of it. Let's just take a look. I will turn all those things off here. So we are back at the untouched raw image and I will just show you all the basic corrections that I did and then came out to this. Here I also already masked a little bit. I made the sky a little bit brighter. I made the ground a little bit darker and I tried to bring out the car a little bit more with a mask. Then I played around with the calibration just a little bit. I made sure to straighten up the picture as good as possible. That was a big struggle with all of the pictures because the concrete was a little bit crooked, but the bars from the fence in the background were very straight. So all of the pictures look a little bit shifted, although the background is perfectly leveled. But since the car is not standing on an even ground, it looks a little bit crooked. Next, I took care of the lens correction, pretty basic stuff. I sharpened a little bit. And then I took care of the colors. Again, not many colors in this frame, so the difference isn't really big. First, I played around with the HSL sliders. Then I got to this. I adjusted the tone curve, not also for contrast, but also for color. This made it a lot darker. And then just a touch of color grading. And then I got to this image. Here again, the before and the after. I think it definitely looks a little bit better than before, but it's honestly not a big change. Most of the changes come from the basic adjustments. So as I told you, I was not super happy with the placement and the size of the airplane, for example, in the background of the images. This I adjusted in Photoshop, so let's just take a quick look at what I did exactly. As you can see, here we have the original image. You can see the airplane is a little bit too small and not really centered. Before I took care of this, I removed one more little detail that was annoying me, and that was this little sign with the number here. And as you can see, I just quickly removed it and now it looks a little bit cleaner. It's still super disturbing and messy in the background because of the fence, but removing this little sign already helped a lot. Next, I extracted the airplane, put it on a new layer and made it a lot bigger and put it a little bit more in the center. This is exactly what I had in mind when I wanted to take those pictures, so this looks a lot better than the original image. In the end, I just made the lights of the airplane glow a little bit more with this layer. I also made sure to edit my favorite picture a little bit. As you can see right here, here was the same problem. Airplane a little bit too small, not centered. I also didn't like this camera, again the sign here, and in general I cleaned the picture up a little bit. So this was the before and this is the after result. I think that looks a lot nicer and a lot more symmetrical. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that. When I was done with that, I thought, it would be actually pretty nice to turn this into an advertising poster. So I tried my best to come up with something. I'm not a graphic designer, but I like to play around with things. So I came up with this right here. Destination Vacation. That's a slogan that they also sometimes have on the side of their cars. And I adjusted the airplane obviously as well for this again. It turned out pretty nice, I think. Obviously on a sunny day with a blue sky, that would be ideal and it would be a really nice vacation poster. Like this, it kind of looks like vacation at a place where you don't want to go. But still, I think the idea is cool. I'm semi-happy with the result. And I also made some mock-ups on how it could look like as actual advertising. I can overlay them right now. I also did another example with another picture and a different slogan. So yeah, I just sometimes like to have fun with that, play around a little bit and see what results could look like if it would be like a customer request. All right, but that's basically it. As I already said, you can find more pictures and more footage from this shoot on my Instagram profile. All the important links are in the video description. Other than that, I would like to hear your feedback in the comments down below. As I said, that's my first YouTube video, so I'm very happy for any kind of feedback on how I can make the videos more interesting and more enjoyable for you to watch. I hope to see all of you in my next video again. See ya!